Let's dive into the basics. Introduction to volume. What is it? Think of volume as the amount of space a 3D object takes up, or how much it can hold. 1. Perimeter. Think of it as the fence that wraps around a shape, keeping everything inside. The fence around a flat shape, two-dimensional. Area is the carpet that covers a flat shape, two-dimensional. Now volume is the filling inside a solid object, three-dimensional. Like water in a fish tank, sand in a sandbox, or blocks in a box. We measure volume in cubic units. Why cubic? Because we're thinking about how many tiny cubes fit inside the larger 3D shape. So we'll use units like cubic inches, cubic feet, cubic centimeters, or cubic meters. Imagine if you have a box, and you want to fill it with small, perfectly square sugar cubes. The volume of the box is how many of those sugar cubes it can hold. Volume of a single right rectangular prism. A right rectangular prism is a fancy name for a 3D shape that looks like a box, a brick, or a tissue box. It has 6 flat faces, and all its corners are right angles. To find the volume of a single right rectangular prism, we need 3 measurements. Length, how long it is. Next, width, how wide it is. Next, height, how tall it is. The formula for the volume of a right rectangular prism is V equals text length times text width times text height. Let's try an example. Imagine a cereal box that is 10 inches long, 3 inches wide, and 12 inches tall. Volume V is equal to 10 inches times 3 inches times 12 inches, which is equal to 360 cubic inches. So, the cereal box can hold 360 cubic inches of cereal. Next, finding volumes of solid figures composed of 2 non-overlapping right rectangular prisms. This is where it gets a little more interesting. Sometimes you'll see shapes that look like 2 boxes stuck together. Think of an L-shaped building, or a stepping stool, or even some toy blocks stacked up. The key idea here is decomposition. Decomposition means breaking a big, complicated shape down into smaller, simpler shapes that you already know how to work with. Steps to find the volume of a composite figure. Look at the combined shape, see the whole figure. Next step, to decompose. Imagine drawing a line to split the combined shape into 2 separate right rectangular prisms. There might be more than one way to do this, and that's okay. Next, step 3, identify dimensions for each prism. For each of the 2 smaller prisms you've created, figure out its own length, width, and height. This is often the trickiest part, as you might need to use the given measurements to calculate missing side lengths. Next step, calculate volume of each prism. Use the formula V equals length times width times height for each of the 2 individual prisms. Next step, add the volumes together. The total volume of the composite figure is the sum of the volumes of the 2 smaller prisms. Let's walk through an example. Imagine a building shaped like an L. This shape isn't one simple rectangular prism. We need to break it down. Option 1. Split horizontally. Draw a line to separate it into a top prism and a bottom prism. Prism. Look at the top part. It's 6 feet long. Width. Let's say the whole building has a width of 5 feet. So, prism A's width is 5 feet. Height. It's 6 feet tall. So volume 4A equals 6 times 5 times 6, which is 180 cubic feet. Prism B length. This is the trickiest part. The total length of the bottom is 8 feet. Looking at the diagram, the bottom part B extends all the way to 8 feet. So B's length is 8 feet. Width, it's also 5 feet. Height, it's 4 feet tall. So volume 4, prism B, is 8 times 5 times 4, which is 160 cubic feet total volume. V underscore total equals V underscore A plus VB equals 180, 160 equals 340 cubic feet. Volume is about filling up a 3D space, where you measure volume in cubic units. The formula for a single rectangular prism is length x with x height. When you have a tricky shape made of 2 rectangular prisms, break it apart into simpler pieces. Find the volume of each smaller piece, then add them together for the total volume. Be super careful when identifying the length, width, and height of each individual piece after you split the shape. Sometimes you'll need to subtract lengths to find the right dimensions. Practice with different shapes and diagrams, and you'll become a volume master in no time. Practice makes perfect. The more you measure things around your house or draw shapes on grid paper, the easier it will become. What did you think of this story? Keep watching because there's so much more to come. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you soon with more fun videos.